Hi, everyone. This is Kathy Mamelin, Psychic Medium. Welcome to my Twin Flame and Soulmate channel. Welcome to a timeless love reading, a fully channeled message for my Twin Flames today. I do have some initials. I have some charms for you. This is a collective reading for any sign and any sign that you may be thinking of. Let's see what Spirit has for you. Let's see what guidance Spirit wants to share with you on this Twin Flame journey today. What is coming your way, what your twin wants you to know. Take with you what connects to you. Leave the rest for everyone else. As you know, Spirit, I call upon you for messages of love. I ask that you guide us at this time for anyone who has found this reading. What is it that we need to know? What is it that you want us to hear? I am listening for you now. I know that we are deeply connected. Twins cannot just disconnect. You're connected and you will remain connected in this lifetime. So it's very hard to compare it to dumping or ending a relationship with somebody else. It just like, it never ends. It never goes away. I understand you now. I now know what we are. Okay. I don't think we walk around going, I think you're my twin flame. I think sometimes after that tower moment, because it's so, I don't know, traumatic compared to other relationships, that you're like, what is wrong with me? This has got to be something else. So I think that's when we start to realize that it's more of a soul bond. Spirit, please share with me. I tried to forget you. You can't forget. You can't let go. You have a hard time moving on. I get it. Spirit, please share with me. The day my life changed forever was the day I first saw you. It's an instant recognition. It's that instant feeling of who are you and why am I reacting to you? My mind, my body, my energy, like it's just a combustion of energy that happens. And you look back at that moment and you say, that was crazy. I was projecting all my fears on you. I shouldn't have done that. I'm still desperately longing for you. Wondering, Spirit just said, wondering where you are, wondering what you're doing. You know, the sense of always wondering, you know, just where are you? What are you doing? Maybe you know where they are, but you just miss that. You miss that contact. You miss that connection. I can't face you right now because I'm not strong enough to face my fears. A lot of times it's not about you. It's about them. It's about them discovering what it is they need to work on, what it is that they have to, the lesson that they have to solve before they come back into this union. Let's see what they're saying. Spirit, please share with me. What is it that you need me to know today? Spread your wings. Confidence that leads to freedom and growth. Now's the time for you, even if you're in separation or very low contact with your twin, or you're not where you want to be with your twin, now's the time for you to be yourself, for you to spread your wings, for you to gain confidence. It's a little bit of that confidence will be contagious because it is your twin. They'll see that you're growing, you're learning. It will almost motivate them to want to grow and to learn. Beautiful. I have a retreat, time spent alone and reflection on the past and the current situation. Nothing is going to be better than both of you being able to think clearly, Spirit just said. That you're both able to spend some time within yourselves. And it's hard. It's hard to be alone. I feel lonely. I miss you. I want you. It doesn't make sense because you think for us to be separated doesn't fix things. You think that if we were together, we could fix things. We can talk, we can solve problems, but sometimes we need that pause right before the reconciliation. And that pause gives you a time to reflect. What could we be doing different? What could we be doing that would benefit both of us? So we need that pause. That I feel like that's what Spirit's giving me today, is just that pause. Okay. Is it over? Not necessarily. It's a pause. I still feel connected. This one wants to talk. I have a dedication. Stay dedicated to your goals, your efforts that will reap success. I'm dedicated to this love. I'm dedicated to you. I'm dedicated to this union. I'm not going to give up on us. All of those types of things. So sometimes one of the twins is stronger than the other at different times. So you could be the strong one right now, that I will love you until you can love yourself. I will heal myself so that you can see that I've healed, so I can inspire you to heal. So there's sometimes that one twin, it's not that you're pulling them along, but you're showing them how you're leading the way. Spirit just said, you're leading the way. And we take turns, because there's usually, they're sharing with me most times that there's often a difference, that we're learning different lessons at different stages. So twin flames may have different age gaps. One person may be older than the other. They may be at a different stage in their life. They may be learning different life lessons at different stages. We could be coming from a different place. So even though we're mirroring each other, we could be 10 years apart. Well, somebody who's 10 years older is working on something different than somebody who's 10 years younger. So it's a feeling of the life lessons for that person. So the person who's 10 years older can help the person 10 years younger with something they've already learned. Okay, and vice versa. So I'm learning new things, so I'm going to help you. So it's a sense of, pulling each other along somehow. Spirit, please share with me. I have moving on. Endings that bring healthy beginnings. When we move on, when we heal, when we spread our wings, we can't come back into this union until we have grown. We can't. If we come back and it's the same exact thing, it's going to be just a complete circle of the same. So what's changed? That's when you just say, well, what's changed? What's going to be different? So if you know that nothing's changed, your twin hasn't changed, then you're not going to be happy with them begging to come back. You're not, because you'll be right where you left off. I have a Wheel of Fortune. I have a Temperance. I have a Three of Cups. And I have a Hermit. I do feel a celebration after the pause. I will say that. We can say reunion, reconnecting, knowing that our person is okay. I love this big path with this Hermit energy, that I've been following my own path. I've been following my own journey, and a little bit of a all roads lead to you energy, that all roads, my path always leads me back to you. And that could be just because I've gone through what I needed to go through, but it's a feeling of all roads, whether it's people, places, things lead me there. People in our lives that we have that are supportive of both of us somehow, like we could have mutual friends, mutual family members that still are connected to both. And I don't know, there's somehow this sense of peace and truce, and you guys are supposed to be together, figure it out, work it out. Okay, so there could be encouraging words. I would say that there's possibly somebody that is trying to help you to find your way back to each other. Bottom of the deck, I have a Page of Swords. So a little bit of a can we talk? I'm getting ready to talk, but definitely a feeling of wondering what you're thinking and wondering what you're feeling. My head is still full of you. is coming in. So this person is probably very curious as to what it is that you're doing with your days, what it is that you're doing with your nights, they just said. So they could be a little bit jealous of, you know, what it is that you're doing. Even you could be doing nothing, but they could be very jealous. I've got some initials. Let's grab some initials. Let's see what my initials are saying today. I have a big tray of Scrabble letters. I'm going to grab a handful of these and see first initial, last initial. You may get lucky and spell your person's name. So let's see what they're saying. The letter B, Q, I have an S, E, another E, I have an O, I have another E, I have an I have the letter V, R, I have a T, another E, lots of E's, E is popular. I have a Z, D, Z, another E. Oh my goodness, another E. Okay, they're making a point. A, Y, M, C, B, and V. And I have a blank tile. So you can use that if you're one letter away from like spelling your person's word. It's my free tile. It's your freebie. So you can go ahead and use that. So those are your initials. If those connected to anybody, I always like to hear in the comments, let me know that maybe those connected to you or those were like, wow, oh my God, we got both your initials and their initials. So a little bit of a confirmation for some of you. Spirit, please share with me. What is it that you need me to know? What is it that you want me to hear in this connection? I have cheaters, got busted. Is there something that has to change? I can't trust you. What makes me think that I can trust you now? I caught you. You were disrespectful. How dare you? Failure to launch, couldn't get things going. Little bit of a feeling of I believed in you in an area of your life, and I've been your biggest supporter. I've been your biggest cheerleader, but this person has to do it themselves, whether it's their career, getting back to work, finishing an education, starting over. Like, it's not your job to lift them up and put them back into being a productive member of society. Okay, that's up to them. So if they're not where they want to be in their life and they're disappointed with that, it's not your job to come up with the solutions. You were there to support them and cheerlead them on, but you can't make it happen for them. They've got to do it for themselves. I have layers. There's multiple layers to this connection. So just like a cake, as I cut into these layers of cake, you know, there's a feeling of each layer. There's a lot of sweetness in that cake too. So there could be deep down inside, I see the real person. I see the person who is genuine and real, and I see the real you. And why do you put on a facade for everybody else? And why do you sabotage yourself? Or why are you constantly hurting others? And it comes back to haunt you and you hurt yourself, you know? So there's this feeling of, I see the real you. Why don't you just be that person all the time? You know, so this person's got to find themselves a little bit. They're not happy with something going on in their lives. And so therefore, you know, they're not happy with their relationship. It's got to be the relationship's fault. An inspector. exploring possible options with you. Little bit of a what are my, when I come and we talk and we are talking about what we're going to do next, you know, what's going to work for you, what's going to work for me. And we should know that ahead of time. We should know that now. That pause, that's what that pause is for. That pause, what's the bottom of my deck? A renewal. The pause at the bottom of my deck brings me to a renewal. Okay. The early stages of union. So what are we going to do differently? We should have some ideas coming into this. Twin flames love to try again. They do. They almost feel like they owe it to themselves to keep finding each other, to keep searching for the answers, to keep doing the work. Spirit, please share with me. What does my person want? I close my eyes and I imagine you're here with me, and it feels so real. I'm beginning to understand this is what it means to be in 5D with you. Look for the number 11. Absolutely. Twin flames can psychically and telepathically talk to each other. You feel like they can answer you. You feel like they visit you in your dreams. All of those things are true. So if your person is still trying to work on themselves, you send them loving messages and you say, how you doing? I hope you're having a great day. I miss you. When you're ready, come back. We can talk, something like that. But they do feel you. They do hear you. We incarnated together to clear specific patterns from our ancestral bloodlines. So there are definitely lessons that we've learned. There's things that we've carried with us that we might not even be aware of, that the other twin points out in us, whether it's financial fear because my grandmother grew up in the Depression, illness because my great-great-grandfather, died at a young age, so we carry those, it's like an imprint in our souls, and we carry some of those fears with us, and sometimes we don't even know where they're coming from. So that's what they mean by these kind of ancestral layers, and we want to work through some of those. You are in your old patterns but can't see it. You're right back where we started. You said you weren't going to do that. You said that you were going to change. You said that those days are over, and you're right back in your patterns. And we all have that. We change for a little while. It's like the New Year's resolution that starts out really strong in January, and by March, we don't even remember what the resolution was. So this person goes right back into their old patterns, their old habits, and it's really, really frustrating for the twin. We must remember that we are gods and goddesses and work to embody that energy. And that came into me more as, we're special. We have been given this gift of each other in this lifetime. Not everybody finds a twin in every lifetime, okay? So we are special in that respect. And I don't know. I always feel like we owe it to ourselves to never give up on our twin, or to find a way, let's find a way. What's the bottom of my deck say? I feel like I don't deserve your love. I'm worried you'll leave me when you see who I really am. But they had said that you already see them. You already see them for you see the best in them. You see what's inside. You could see things inside of them that nobody else sees. In fact, people could probably say, what do you see in that person? All that person's done is hurt you. Like, what could you possibly be seeing in that person? But you see something in that person that nobody else sees, and you believe in them, and you have hope for them because they're a part of you, Spirit just said. Let's get some charms. Let's see what the charms are saying. Maybe we'll get some evidence today about this union coming back. What did they say? All roads lead back to you. So I'll take that for a moment. Let's get, I have a beautiful bowl of charms. Let's see what jumps out at me. Okay. I'm going to go down here, get some more. Okay. Lots of charms. Okay, let me see what, if I have any letters. I don't think I have letters here. Okay. 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 All right, so I have a couple things that happened right away. The first thing was these two bird cages. And they're different bird cages, but they're both bird cages. And because you're twins, you guys feel a lot of similar feelings. So one person is saying, you can't hold me back. You can't keep me in a cage. You can't tell me what to do. And the other person says, well, you can't hold me back. You can't tell me what to do. So you both have this feeling of, I don't want to be trapped. I don't want to be told what to do. And I feel like that's an equal understanding. Okay, maybe we have struggled with something like that. One person's been trying to control the other person, or one person has been trying to lead the way and making decisions for two people. And that doesn't work. And then I have these two pairs of sunglasses, and I felt the same way. I felt that I'm hiding behind these sunglasses, and you're hiding behind these sunglasses. Well, if you're not going to tell me the truth, I'm not going to tell you the truth. If you're not going to tell me your feelings, I'm not going to tell you my feelings. If you're not going to open up to what you want, then I'm not going to open up to what I want. So there's this sense of we're definitely mirroring each other with holding back, both of us. It's almost a, I don't know, game of chicken in a sense. So one of us at some point is going to have to be the adult in the room and start the conversation. Even if the other one doesn't respond the way you want them to respond to, at least you're representing yourself. So it's a little bit of definitely mirroring each other. I'm not going to chase you. And then the other one says, well, I'm not going to chase you. So nobody's chasing either. No, neither one of you are communicating. Okay. I have a black cat and a pumpkin. I feel more like a seasonal thing than anything, just kind of Halloween in the fall. Maybe we had a blowout around the fall. Maybe we have a specific event that happened around the fall. Like last Halloween, we had a tower moment, or we went to a Halloween party and it was horrible. We had a big fight. You know, like I just feel like it's connected to an event, something that happened around that time of year. Okay. What does this say? You got to see what this says. I love quilting. I love quilting, but that's not how I'm feeling. Quilting is putting the pieces of the fabric together, right? We cut the fabric into little squares, and then we sew all these squares together into a pattern until we have something bigger. So part of me feels like we're putting, you know, we can say it the same way as putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And it's a sense of, you know, maybe our quilt isn't done. Our quilt has been left unfinished. It's the person who has an unfinished project in the corner of the family room in a big basket. It says, oh, I'm going to get back to finishing that quilt someday. So it's like an unfinished project, unfinished business. Okay, what is this? I have a diamond, a black diamond. But I'm just going to say a diamond. Thoughts of commitment, thoughts of a future. Where are we going? I don't know where we stand. I always thought that we'd be together. Promises made and broken. So I've got, I guess instead of a shiny, bright blue diamond, I have this feeling of it's not right. It's not right with that black diamond for some reason. I have a cameo, a picture of a cameo. Now, a cameo we wear, it's interesting because it came into me as wearing it on my throat chakra, like an old-fashioned Victorian, cameo, and where they had the high collars and they wore a pin right at their throat chakra. So this cameo to me is representing my voice. It's representing I want to hear your voice. I need you to speak to me. I need to hear the truth. Okay, so that is coming into me. I have a bulldog. I'm going to say somebody's stubborn. I'm going to say, there's an ego at play, Spirit's saying that a lot of this has to do with you can't control me. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my wife. You're not my husband. You can't, there's like a barrier line there. Like if you were my wife, somehow you'd be allowed to tell them what to do. I don't think so. But it's a ego thing. Don't tell me what to do, because I will guard myself. I will protect myself. I will bark. I will puff my chest like that bulldog. So somebody's ego. I have a seashell and I have a surfboard and I have a whale. I'm just going to say the word waves. The whale, the seashell, waves of emotion. So they're saying we're both feeling it. We're both feeling the waves. We're both struggling, like almost like a rip current that we can't swim in. And get me out of this water. The water is dangerous. The water is rough. The water is scary. So there's a sense of get me out of this water right now. Sometimes I like the beach and sometimes like it's big and scary waves. I don't want to be in there. So right now we might be just in waves of emotions we don't want to be in. I have a snowflake, and I am going to say uniqueness around the snowflake. No two snowflakes are alike. So this is a unique relationship, Spirit just said. That you'll never experience what you're experiencing now with anyone else. You'll never have these emotions with anybody else. They're saying you have to find your way. You both have to find your way through this. It's almost like I'm going through the fog in a forest that like I'm going to bump into a tree because I really can't see where I'm going. But then the fog lifts and all of a sudden I see this little kind of path that somebody else made. And you say, you know what, just follow that path. But it's a sense of nothing else will be like this. A once in a lifetime connection, which we know. I have a ladybug. I'm going to say luck. Luck is on our side. That something can change. Something better can change. I have a butterfly, so something can transform. They can change. We can change. Okay. I have a pair of scissors. How about we cut the ties of what's holding us back? We cut the ties that are the fears or the insecurities or the stubbornness. Yeah. It's more of a feeling of I want to cut it out. I want to just cut it out. I want to cut out the games. I want to cut out the non-communication. I want to cut out, like just get back to being normal somehow. And then last but not least, I have a phone. So I'm going to say I have talks. I have messages coming in. And it could be a little bit of a breadcrumby feeling. And you may be upset about that. But it's almost a feeling of, going back to the waves. I'm dipping my toe in the water. And I'm trying to figure out, is it too cold? Is it too rough? Is it going to flip me over? Is it going to drown me? So it's almost a feeling of whoever is messaging the other, they're dipping their toe in the water just to see what the reaction is going to be. So you may feel like this person's breadcrumbing me. This is bullshit. But it's the only way they can handle. They can't be all in. They can't just jump in. They can't jump into that ocean and just say, woohoo, I'm going to play in these waves again. So I do feel like if the communication's coming in right now, it's going to feel like they're breadcrumbing you. I'm going to say just let them breadcrumb you for a while and just see what they say. Respond. Don't be too excited about it. Just respond politely, Spirit said. They ask you how you're doing. You legitimately, because I do feel like that would be sincere. Okay. You say, I'm actually pretty good. I'm okay. Working, taking care of myself, exercising, helping my mother, like whatever it is that you're doing. Spirit, please share with me. Is there someone else? I'm worried there's someone else. Fear of losing you. All I keep thinking is you must be with somebody else at this point. 10 of Cups, you are my everything. Realizing that you are my everything. I need more time. 4 of Cups. 4 of Swords. I'm still healing. I'm still taking care of myself. Still calming down. Ace of Pentacles. I want to come back with an offer. I want to come back letting you know that I've changed. I want you to be proud of me. I want you to see that I've made changes in my life and that I'm in a better place. So it could be as simple as that. It could be that this person, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and a 2 of Cups. So here's my life started when I met you. It's a realization that we have something that nobody else has. And did my ego get interfere with this? Did somebody else interfere with this? Am I mature enough to have those face-to-face conversations where we are able to admit our feelings? Okay, probably. Let me get some love messages. Let me just see what they want to say to you with some love messages. Let me just grab a deck here. Right now, I am feeling them moving towards that breadcrumbing stage. And maybe that's going to make you mad because it's not going to be enough. Like you're expecting it to go from where it's at now to where it was. And it's going to be, think of it as a transition. Like we've got to kind of reconnect slowly. It's not going to be that easy. So it's going to feel like breadcrumbing to you, but I don't want you to look at it that way. I want you to look at it as, I guess they're trying and they want a response from you. And depending on what kind of response they get from you will be what their next reaction is. So we have to just kind of go back and forth with ease, Spirit just said, and with peace and with kindness and with love. Let's see what the loving messages are. Spirit, please share with me for my twins. I'm scared to reach out. Dipping my toe in the water. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. I feel like I want to say I realize that now. I want you all to myself. I don't want you to be with anybody else. And usually that's the trigger for them to take action, that you're starting to move on and you're going to date somebody else. You're going to be with somebody else. You do make me smile. I miss your smile. Sometimes you just pop into my head and I smile just thinking of you. The thought of your body and mind keeps me up at night. I miss your body. Twin flames are very, very physical. And one more. I get jealous. So this person could be ready to take action because of the thoughts in their head that they just can't stand the thought of you moving on. And that's usually what happens. So let's put this out into the universe. Let's ask Spirit to guide you both. But they did share with me that all paths lead back to you. So I am going to grab onto that for today. I thank Spirit for these messages. If you are new to my channel, I'm so grateful that you're here. Please remember to hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment below, claim it. If you don't have anything that you want to say, just do a heart emoji, say, hi, Kathy, just to be part of this community. If anyone would like to book a private reading, please head over to my website, kathymamolinspsychicmedium.com. Check out my other two channels, my main channel and my pick a card channel. You may enjoy those, and I'll put the link in the comments below. So I hope you enjoyed this twin flame reading. Hang in there. It's a long journey. We'll see you again real soon.